In the previous session, we tried understanding what is a basic if-else statement or how does it work. So if-else statement is a very important statement, especially when you want to take a decision making and then execute a set of statements, so you have to use if-else. So in this session, we see little bit complex if-else statement, that is what we call as nested if-else statement. What do you mean by nested if-else statement? Is if you nest if-else either in if block or in else block, it is called as nested if-else statement. So why we need to do this is, suppose in some situations you have taken an outer condition, example if the condition is true, then you want to perform a particular task, but in that one you want to take another decision making statement. So at that time you have to definitely embed if inside this if. So that is what you call as a nested if-else statement. So if the condition is true, then you enter, and then again you take another condition using if, and then if the condition is true, you execute this, else the else block gets executed. The same thing will be true in else as well. Suppose if the outer condition is false, then it goes to the else block, and after executing some statements and you want to take another condition, then you use else if condition then else. So like that we nest if else either in if or else, which you call it as a nested if else statement. Now let us learn this with an example.
Hey, thanks for watching our content so far. If you're new to Training Monk, we're the fastest growing technology training company and create content to help freshers like you to master the disruptive technologies like full stack development, AML, cloud, DevOps, etc. If you like the content so far, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon not to miss any new content from us. Like and share this video with all your friends. Let's build your career and the community together.
To demonstrate nested if else, I'm just taking a new Java class and then calling this as nested if else statement. So then I'll just take main, and first let me write the syntax of nested if else statement. So here first we'll check the outer condition, the first condition, and if this is true we'll execute some code, and after this if you want to take in another condition, so then we write it like this, and then you have the code to execute, and we close if, and if you want to execute if the condition is false, then you write the code inside your else block. So this will be your outer if, and suppose if the outer condition, this condition is false, then you will write your else block, and inside this else block and you have some code to execute, and after this if you want to check in another condition, so you'll write if of condition, and if this is true then you'll execute this code, else you'll execute this code. So this is how the nested if else statement will work. So you can nest n number of nested if else statements either inside if or inside else. Now let us see how it will be executed. So now the first, this if condition will be evaluated. If this is true, it will enter into this if block and perform whatever the code that you write, and after that this if again checks the condition. If this is true, then it will execute this. So then after that it will come out, so it won't even go to the else. So if the condition is true and true, then this will be executed, this will be executed. Suppose if the given condition is false, if this given condition is true, then it will execute this, but if the inner condition is false, then it will go to the else block and will execute. Suppose if the outer if condition is false, then it directly goes to else, execute this code, and again check this condition. If this is true, it will execute this, and if the condition is false, then it will execute. So this is how the nested if else statement works. So let us take with an example. Okay, so now here I'm just taking two things into consideration. Suppose you want to take a path, right? So I want to consider two things into consideration. One is the distance and second one is time, right? So now for demonstrating this, I'm now taking a scanner class. SC is equal to new scanner of system.in, and so I'm just writing an S out. So I'm just saying that enter distance in kilometers. Then I'm just taking that into distance variable is equals to sc dot next date. So similarly, I'm just asking enter duration of the time. So then I'm just taking this as duration is equals to sc dot next date. Okay, I'm just taking two integers here. You can take whatever. So now I'm just writing a condition. If, what is the condition? Suppose I want to say if distance is greater than or equal to 10 kilometers. Okay, so then I want to check if the duration takes less than 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, then I will choose path A. Okay, so else I will choose path B. So if this distance is greater than 10, right, so then I need to write, sorry, if this condition is false, then I need to write another else here. Then I'm checking if duration is less than 20, or if I want to check between 10 and then 20. So how do I do that? If greater than or equal to 10 and duration is less than or equal to 15. Okay, so then let us say I'll choose path B, else I'll choose, sorry, path, this is path C and this is path D. So now just a simple example to demonstrate. So here I'm checking if the distance is greater than 10. If this is true, then I want to check, hey, is the duration is less than 10, then I'll choose a path A. Or if the duration is greater than or equal to 10, then I'll choose path B. Else, if the duration, or means what, if the duration is now less than or equal to 10, right? So if the condition is false, right? So probably I just need to take it into the different one. So instead of greater than or equal to, I'll just say less than or equal to here. So if it is less than or equal to, then lesser duration, and then I'll check this path A and then our path B. Then if it is greater than 10 kilometers, and then if the duration is between 10 and 15, then I'll take path C, or else I'll take path D or something like that. So now let me run this. So let me select the current file and then run the code to see. Just ask me distance in kilometers. So first, in order to see path A, what I need to enter? I need to enter the distance should be less than 10 kilometers. So I'm just entering 9 kilometers. And then the first condition, duration should be less than 10. So I'm just entering 9. So definitely it should go and then give me path A. Means this is true and then this is true. So it executed this and then gave me path A. Now if I have to choose path B, then so the distance should be less than 10 kilometers, but the duration should be greater than 10 minutes. So now let me run this, and then here I'll just give this 9, but the duration I'll enter is as 11. So then this will give me path B, means the distance is less than or equal to 10. This is true, but this condition is false, so it will go to this else block to print path B. So suppose if the distance is greater than 10 and then duration is between 10 and 15, it will give me path C. So now let me run this. So the distance is, I'm entering as 12 kilometers, so this is false, so it will come else, and then the duration I'll give as 13 minutes. So now if you can see that I got path C. So apart from any one of these conditions, suppose I enter 20 and then I enter 30, so then it gives me path D. In all these situations, all these conditions will fail, so that I'll get path D. So this is how you basically do nested if else statement. So this could be useful for you in a lot of situations where you have multiple conditions to check. If this condition is true, then you have a lot of scenarios to check. Then you have to use nested if else. So we can beautify this code, writing minimalistic code to write if else properly, but that we'll see in our next videos, that how do you can basically simplify this code with a minimalistic number of lines to perform the code efficiently. So this is how the nested if else statement works.